Okay, hi. Today I'm gonna be doing some single braids using Pinnacle hair, and what I have is this in 1B and in 33. So 33 and 1B, and for my front sections I'm gonna do both the 1B and the 33, but in the back it's just gonna be 1B. Okay, I shampooed my hair last night and I didn't want to braid it, so all I did was put it in little ponytails all throughout. So I'm gonna start on this side, and I don't have anything in my hair because it's easier for me to braid it with just with nothing in there. So I'm gonna start here, and what I'm going to do is part off like small sections. And put that to the side. And what I did was, you know how the hair comes in the pack? It's the whole thing. I just cut it in half, and then I combined the 1B and the 33. And all I'm gonna do is just break off pieces. Um, Depending on how big you want it. I don't want it too big, but I don't want it tiny either. So, and how I braid, it's a little different than how most people braid because I don't use my pointer fingers. I use my middle finger. So if you get a little lost in how my fingers look, pay no mind. Um, Everybody has their own little technique or whatever. What I do is I bring the hairs together, and then I need three sections. I don't use my hair as the third section. I break it off. I keep one side for one, and then the other side I break it into two. Try to do it into equal sections so that once you start braiding, it won't be um, that much of a difference. And then I like twist it so it doesn't come, it'll stay apart from each other. Um, this is how I braid. Again, my fingers do look a little funny, but my braids are cute. Then I take it and I grab a piece of my hair and put it into like each section. And I just braid. once I get past my hair, I try to even these out a little bit, the smaller sides, because you know the one that was divided into two is a little smaller, so I kind of just take up those pieces of the big one, and you kind of could feel it to see the difference. And if I notice one is too much smaller than the rest, so the braid doesn't look uneven, I just break it off. And all these little fuzzies, because how I separate my hair. This is not my hair. This is the cuticle on here. Um, I just trim it off when I'm almost done. And I'm not going to braid it all the way down because when I'm done, what I'm going to do is make some big braids, like single braids. Like combine some, make a single braid, and dip it in some hot water, some boiling water. Not just hot, because if it's not boiling water, it doesn't crinkle. As the crinkle doesn't last as long. And then just take off another little section. Your part doesn't have to be like completely straight, but not too crooked either. Get some more hair. I'm gonna show you how I get this little fuzz section right here. Because what I do is I take the hair and I try to make like even separation so that way. And then this is half. Then I bring it up to like here, like about 2/5 on both, well, a fist on both sides. That's why I determine my middle is. And then on either side, you don't have to. It don't have to be a specific side. But but I also, because I have these short pieces, I take half of that and half of the long side, and I try to do it equal portions. And then I wind these together like maybe twice. And again, I need three. Some people could just use two and then they use the your hair as a third one. I don't. I have my three sections for my braid because we braid with three parts. So I go in. This is my hair. And I grab. I hope you can see it. But I grab a small piece because for every strand, every braid section, I grab a piece of my hair in it. As you see, I use my middle finger for grabbing. And it takes about 3 braids to get that in there. And then I just braid. And when you braid in, try to stop in between to untangle it, because then if you keep braiding without untangling, you're gonna have a hot mess at the end of your hair, and you have to cut it out. I braid down to or past my hair, and then I start taking off the bigger piece, just little pieces, maybe 4 strands, because these hair is not, you don't need a whole lot to make a difference. And you could feel, I don't have to look at it, I could feel the difference in the size while I'm braiding. And I don't braid all the way down because that's going to be crinkled. And you want to make sure your sizes are, they don't have to be the exact same size all the way through, but you don't want big and small sizes either. Again, this is the part I'm working on. I don't put all the hair together because then it can just be on all tangled. So again, this is the size I took. I break this in half. I bring down about 2 fists, a fist on each side. Find my middle, two, and it's the middle of both sides. Well, the halves of both sides. Twine like 2 times. I can feel this section that I parted is a little smaller, but that's fine. Just a little bit. And I work it in. Again, I use my middle finger, but this is different. It's the same braid technique, I guess you could say. I just braid different. Go past my hair. And you could tell when you go past your hairline because then the hair gets thinner. And it's about the same length as the half that I split, the the fistfuls that I split, well combined on the opposite sides. And but yeah. And then you could feel it, the size. And I've seen people who just keep braid, well, not seen them braid it, but I could tell if you braid the rest of the hair, like this lower part, I could tell if your one side or your one side is, let's see. You see how at the end of mines are pretty much the same sizes? And you could tell when you look at the braid, like my braids are tight too, but they look neat. So if you don't, you see how pretty that is? I like my braids. People compliment my braids all the time. But anyways, if I hadn't separated it like to equal out, you would be able to tell the difference. And look, I can't see. I can't tell if you can see, but you see the like how you can't really tell the size difference up here. That's because my hair is combined on this side, so it's like the same. But then once you go down, if I had left it, you would be able to tell the difference. Just dropping everything. All right, I'm gonna show you one more, and then I'm just gonna keep on going. You don't want it too small because you don't want all the tension on your hair too. Because the smaller the braids, and if it's tight, it's it's gonna pull your hair out, especially if you leave it in there real long. And oh, and another thing I did too, I gave myself a treatment. It was a Amazani treatment. I did the hydrofuge curfew, and I did that because I knew I'm gonna have these braids in for a while, and just a little, you know, treatment to help your hair. I think you should do it before and after braids, especially if you've had it in there for like more than 2 weeks. Which these I'm gonna have in for more than 2 weeks, but cornrows, my cornrows usually be like 2 weeks, maybe not that long sometimes. But anyways, I did my got my hair separated it, did my fist, center, separation, twist, braid. You might not be able to see how I braid it, but I think you got the concept. And when you're getting it in there, you just want to get as close to the root as you can. So this is my first 2 rows. Um, you see the size? Can you see? Yeah. So you see the size. Um, and again, it's braided to like right here, because this part is gonna be the twisted part. Well, the crinkle part. But that's it. And like for my little fuzzies, the ends of the hair that I can't see from you. What I do is I just go through and clip it off. But anyways, I'll do that later because it won't be that bad once I get finished. But and my hair is in just little ponytails, so I guess that's how I work my sections. This was the first one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and probably my other side, and then I'll come back and I may do the top with you and then stop again. But not me stop, but stop recording. But anyways, however, you'll see the finished result anyway. But alright, so I'll see you guys in a few.